Indian Economics, Chapter 1, Introduction to Economics. Now let us see that an idea about economics, a study under controlled atmosphere, and the economics to mainstreams. There are many definitions for economics. As a subject keeps on evolving, the definition also keeps on evolving. The father of economics, Adam Smith, characterized economics as an inquiry into the nature and cause of the wealth of the nation. Thereafter, a lot many economists defined economics in different ways based on their own research and perception, but none of them are universally accepted. So, it is better to have an idea about economics rather than having a definition. An idea about economics. This is a study that centers on resources. Resources may be abundant or scarce, natural or man-made, monetary or non-monetary. It is said so for the reason that the horizon of the economics have widened. Economics deals with the scarce resources like diamonds and as well as resources like air, those available in the plenty. It speaks about the prices of both. It points out the scarce nature of diamond as the reason for its high price. As air in the available in the plenty, it is not priced. Adam Smith, in his Wealth of Nation, observed the things which have greatest value in the use frequently little or no value in exchange, and on the contrary, those which have greatest value in exchange have frequently little or no value in use. Nothing is more useful than water, but it will purchase scarce anything. Scarce anything can be had in exchange for it. A diamond, on the contrary, has scarce any value in use, but very great quantity of other goods may frequently be had in exchange for it. It discusses about the exchange value of both water and diamond. The first one is available in the plenty, the second one is scarce. So it is clear that it studies both abundance and scarcity, the cause and effect of inflation and related to the abundance of the money as well as scarcity of or shortage of goods and service are also studied. From these premises, it is clear that economics studies both scarcity and abundance, but most part of the economics study is devoted to the study of scarcity, as a human tendency is to care for scarce resources. It is stated as a study that centers on resources for the reason that it not only studies resources but also the factors, stakeholders involved in the creation, extraction, and consumption. It deals with the allocation of resources, allocation of factors of production, consumption pattern of factors of production, the motive and aim of factors of production, behavior of factors of production and consumers, and the psychology behind these motives and aims and behavior, and so many other things. Factors of production refer to the participant in a production purchase process. They are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. The land is based to establish the production unit, transportation, and sometimes the source of raw material. Labor contribute might physically and mentally. Capital is used to purchase the men and material. An entrepreneur brings in all other factors of production and puts them into use to produce the best can purchased. Using this, the entrepreneur may be either government or private. Adam Smith, Wealth of Nation. A study under controlled atmosphere. The technical specification of a car, the mileage of the car is mentioned as, say for example, 22 kilometers per liter. It means the car runs off 22 kilometers per liter of fuel, but when it is bought and used, it may not run 22 kilometers per liter. Have you ever thought why this difference arises? The difference is due to the fact that the 22 kilometers per liter is mentioned after thorough check under certain laboratory conditions, like a well-laid road, perfect air pressure in tire, traffic-free atmosphere, etc. But in actually, all the roads are not well laid. The city traffic may be heavy and the air pressure may not be maintained properly all the time. These factors reduce the mileage of the car. Likewise, certain varieties of the seeds held high amount of products produced in a laboratory or in the field trial, but when it comes to mass scale production by farmers, the yield may not be the same. The reason is difference in atmosphere and other varying conditions of laboratory and field. The same logic is applicable for economics. Oh yeah. The laboratory conditions are laid in the form of assumption when it comes to study of economics. The economic theories and models are created under specific conditions and assumptions. For example, the demand theory considers the demand for goods and services are based on the level of price for specific goods and service under consideration. It says if the price is high, the demand for the product is low, and vice versa. It is said so because the theory of demand assumes that other factors that have an impact on demand remain unchanged. But in actuality it is not the case. There are many other factors other than price that have influence on the demand. The reason for making these assumptions is that the factors considered in theory play a major role in deciding the outcome of the interplay of these factors. The other things do not have significant influence, but at the same time they cannot be ignored. The second reason for assumption is to simplify the study and build a base theory, based on which further complicated study can be done by considering all the factors that have impact or influence on these issues under consideration. The assumption of other variable being unchanged is called ceteris paribus. The Economic Times defines ceteris paribus, this commonly used phrase, stand for all other things being unchanged or constant. It is used in economic to rule out the possibility of other factors change, that is, the specific causal relation between the two variables is focused in the way in which the laboratory check to cause and sees else less on the field. The economic theories also deliver less in practice as the world is more complicated than what was considered while building an economic theories and models. But the economic theories and models do not fail the world as due care is taken while building it and framing it to make it as much close as possible to the realities of the world. The two main streams of economics. There are two main streams of economics. They are microeconomics and macroeconomics. The term micro is used to indicate something related to a specific area, rather a general one. The term macro is related to denoting something relating to a general area rather than being detailed or specific. Likewise, microeconomics studies the specific area of economics, such as individuals, a smaller group like laborers, economics of firms, etc. Macroeconomics studies the economy of nation as a whole. The study of demand of individual, the production function of production unit, also known as a firm, are covered under microeconomic studies. At the same time, the study of demand of the nation, the production or supply level of nation, the general level of employment, etc., are covered under the study of macroeconomics. A careful reading out of the following table will give clarify of the question as to what is the microeconomics and what is macroeconomics. Quantity of foreign demand by the Astamatu, which is under microeconomics. Quantity of foreign demand by Northeast India is also microeconomics. Quantity of foreign demand by India is also under microeconomics. Quantity of oil products demanded by India is in macroeconomics. Price of orange in Nagpur is in microeconomics. Price level of all products in India is in macroeconomics. Level of employment in the iron and steel industry is in microeconomics. Level of employment in India comes under the macroeconomics. Thank you. Please like and share.